Hello, what is up everyone? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've been staying safe. It is Truth here, back with another video here, and hey, for the first time in I think nearly a month, it's not a Fallout video for the second video on the channel. I hope you guys have checked out the Mario review. It's my first review. It's a mini review, it's not a full in-depth one, but go check it out, go have a look. And I think it is worth watching, so yeah, go watch it, have fun. Anyway, hope you guys have been staying safe. Let's get straight into the video. Superheroes and superhero films. I mean, come on, we've all seen them. We've either all read a comic. We've all seen a film. I mean, let's be real. They're pretty much inescapable in today's media. You know, Marvel sort of started off the whole trend of mapping out your gigantic series with multiple stages in it, like they're doing for multiverse, and now every other company, or the same company with Star Wars, are doing it for their series, which I find a bit extreme, but that is the superhero industry. We've all seen a Batman film, we've all seen Spider-Man swing from building to building, we've just seen these things, and some of us, if you're lucky enough, have even played superhero games. Superhero games are fantastic, and also some of them are not fantastic. However, I want to talk to you about when I was about, I'd say, 8 or 9 years old, and I got my hands on Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham Asylum. What a terrific game that was. Arguably revolutionized combat, unlike even Assassin's Creed did. It revolutionized combat and just the overall experience of an upgrade system and what it feels like to go head to head with multiple enemies in a third-person game. It had a fun and contained map with fun bosses and a great story and a great overall theme to it. And the Batman games consistently continued to do that, minus Batman Arkham Knight. Overrated, in my humble opinion. However, like I say, they continue to do that, and each one, nearly always, added something cool or new to it. Or even if it wasn't a good mechanic, they were adding something new to the games, trying their hardest to make the games as fresh and fun and different as they possibly could. Then we have, of course, Sony's Spider-Man games, and these have been going for years. I think my sisters had I think they had Spider-Man 2, you know, the film remake of the game with Tobey Maguire's awful voice acting.
Dr. Connors!
Peter!
I'm sorry for missing class. I was on my way, but...
Peter, I don't want to hear excuses. You have a keen scientific mind, but your grades are slipping. You miss class half the time, and when you do show up, you're asleep in your seat.
Yes, Dr. Connors.
And of course, who could forget the It's Pizza Time theme from the game, that horrendously bad minigame where you had to deliver pizzas. Or that little fucking shit who kept losing her goddamn balloon. Kid, I do not have time for your balloon. I'm trying to save people. You're getting people fucking killed because you keep losing your balloon. Sorry, I don't know what came over me there. I get a bit tense about that child. Sorry. Yes. Anyway, I digress. Both these games did something completely new and different, and if I had to put one for each, I'd say the Arkham games revolutionized, Arkham Asylum being probably a masterpiece in my opinion, revolutionizing combat and the feeling of fighting enemies, and Spider-Man definitely revolutionized third-person movement in a way no other game did, and traversal around a certain area. Spider-Man 2 swinging the physics, I remember a lot of people went on about how you could swing round a lamppost and it had gravity, so it slowly slowed down. For a game that was coming out in the 2000s, that was unheard of, and it's a game for the PS2. I mean, it's incredible what a game like that could do with such limitations. And Spider-Man and Batman are the two coolest characters ever. On one hand, you have the walking around, talking, brawling, he's literally me, Batman. And then on the other hand, you have the swinging, jokey, teenage Spider-Man. I mean, they are fantastic protagonists, they're fantastic superheroes, and they're certainly fantastic characters. I mean, everyone, I'd say the two people in Marvel and DC, I mean, I don't know, probably not nowadays because Marvel's so big now, and you know, you've got people like Iron Man and Hulk and Thor, who everyone loves, which is good, of course. I'd say back when, I'd say people would always go for Spider-Man or Batman because in their two universes, because they're just so unique and so cool. And here's where I want to really talk about the title of the video: why we should have more superhero games. We need more good. Now I say good here, but they need to be good. We need to have more good superhero games, because it hit me when I was playing through some of the Spider-Man or the Batman games rather, how cool it would be to see, especially more DC superhero games. Could you imagine? We have not had a Superman game, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think we've had a proper Superman game that's not Lego or anything like that. We haven't had it since Superman's 1999, Superman 64. What the fuck? Do you know how long ago that was? That was, I wasn't born then. Granted, of course, it's probably a good thing we haven't, because that game was doggy doo-doo, of course. However, I'm sorry, I'm never going to refrain from, I will refrain from calling anything doggy doo-doo again in my life. I do apologise. However, I digress. That game was awful, and could you imagine if it wasn't? Now, of course, the time limitations at the time, you know, you couldn't do anything, but could you imagine nowadays if they released a Superman game? The hype around it alone. I mean, we already have seen Superman in like Injustice games, and that's pretty much the only games he's been in since, and the amount of support he gets there is insane. But I'm talking about a full open world Superman game. How badass would that be? Or hell, even like a Wonder Woman game or an Aquaman game, exploring Atlantis and moving around. Think how cool the combat would be. And please, I am not suggesting we make a Justice League game or a Marvel superhero game. We saw how Marvel superheroes went, and this moves me on to my next point, which is where superhero games can go wrong. And I see it very common in superhero team pair-up games. So the Marvel superhero game, I didn't think it was too bad. It was more the definition of mid. Not a bad game, just a bit mid. Is it worth the money? Probably not. But is it something you're gonna scream at? Definitely got more hate than it deserved. I didn't think it was that bad. But overall, all the superheroes kind of felt samey, and they just blend, and it didn't really feel good. And while Marvel superheroes, I could sort of distinguish the superheroes. Each one had their own like features, and like each one had their own abilities, so it was okay. You know, you could definitely feel a difference from Thor and Iron Man, is what I'm saying. The newest superhero game, team-up game we got was Gotham Knights, and I completed that not too long ago. I was thinking about making this video purely on that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, that game died so quickly. Gotham Knights is so dead. I'm not even sure this video would get any views if it was on Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is an example of a superhero game gone wrong, in my opinion. I really hate playing as any of the characters. To me, they all feel the exact same. I don't know why. They just do. Unless you are using their upgrade trees, like their trees, which is incredibly annoying to fucking upgrade anyway. They all feel like you're playing the exact same character. And I'm not joking. You can play as Jason Todd and then switch to Damian Wade, and it feels like you are playing as the exact same character. So, there you go, you see. Superhero games can always go wrong, and much like any game can go wrong, it does happen. But I just want to talk to you all for a minute about why I feel we really should like invest in more time into thinking about superhero genres, because it's such an oversaturated market when it comes to films. I mean, I look at May's all the films I'm going to be watching in May. Well, I got Fast and Furious 10, and I'm only really watching that to see it collapse and burn. And then of course there is Blue Beetle, and there is also Guardians 3 releasing. That's 2 superhero films in 1 month, and it's insane how much. And we've already had Ant-Man 3 this year, so and then we've got all the TV shows. In terms of TV, superhero films are one of the most oversaturated markets, but I don't see it like anywhere else. Obviously comics aren't really a norm anymore, so video games is the next equivalent, and we never get solo superhero films unless it's Batman or Spider-Man, and Batman or Spider-Man. And hell, we haven't had a Batman game since a solo Batman game since, of course, 2015's Rocksteady Batman game, Arkham Knight. Of course, there are superhero games coming out. For example, there's the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game is coming out, and that looks interesting. Hey, it's made by Rocksteady. I'm holding out hope that it will be good. I wish it wasn't in the same universe though, but that's a video for a whole nother day. I feel like we need more superhero games, solo superhero games, whether it be a Hawkeye solo superhero game, an Iron Man solo superhero game, a Superman. I feel like there are so many different ways you could make it cool. Green Lantern, for example, Green Lantern and the Core, imagine exploring his planet, like Jedi Fallen Order. Imagine that it's like that, and you can explore the planet of Green Lantern. It would be amazing. Stuff like that. DC, I really think, has a foot over Marvel when it comes to superheroes, because Gotham, you look at their settings, all superheroes, they sort of just, they all patrol, different areas, and in Marvel, they all, they link up so quickly, it's ridiculous. But in DC, every superhero sort of got their own city, or got their own area. I mean, Aquaman, it's Atlantis. Wonder Woman has her area, and even, Green Arrow has his area. There's so many. Could you imagine games like that where you're either exploring, I don't know, Wonder Woman's city, or Atlantis, or hell, Green Lantern's planet and stuff? It would be incredibly cool. So this is my take. This is what I think, and why I think there should be more superhero games. I think the market could do with some flair, could do with some fun new open world games. I do love open world games. Most of my content on here is about open world games. If you guys are new to the channel, or if you guys are subscribers, I appreciate you always. I hope you are staying safe and staying well. I hope your week has been great. I hope you do well. I hope you are just doing fine. If you have any suggestions at all of what you want to see, of what content you want to see, please leave me a comment down below. I read all the comments pretty much, and I take on board criticism or praise or anything. And also, if you have any questions, always just ask. I will look at them. I do. Like I say, we're a small channel. We're building a big community. So, without further ado, thank you guys ever so much for watching the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, feel free to, but you don't have to. And with the bell on would be most appreciated. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Stay true, stay safe. Peace.